and defeat them in order to save the person's life. Because if the person is killed by the virus, they basically vanish from existence, and the Bugster gets to be a complete being. So yeah, hi.
It sounds suspiciously like how GameCubes worked with Reboot. I'm just saying.
And it goes from there, and it just goes insane places, and I'm not even lying. One of the forms that the main character gets is basically Gurren Lagann. He basically just gets a giant fucking body with a big face on it, with his own head poking out the top. That's basically it.
That was incredible.
Oh, it's amazing. He's there was no episode this weekend because it was the Japanese were doing their golf. Sad.
And now I'm getting all of the episodes of Reboot running through my head. And Megabyte was basically the best villain of the late 90s.
Oh my god,
Reboob.
Well, yes. I mean, but the censors had such a field day with that damn show. Dot's mono boob was specifically because of the censors, because all of the writers and producers didn't understand that you do some just insanely weird crap to make the censors bitch about that, and then all of the more minor stuff they're just like, okay, we'll let it slide. That's how, and then occasionally you wear them down and something incredibly fucked up makes it through anyway. See also Animaniacs.
Yeah, the fingerprints episode, the episode with fingerprints will never not be the single greatest moment of watching it when I'm a kid. Ha ha. Okay, I don't really get that. Watching it when I'm older. Oh fuck.
Yo.
Yaka's we need to find Prince, and Dot has Prince in her arms, and she goes here, and he says no, fingerprints, and she just looks at him and goes, good night everybody.
Also, yeah,
how that got through, I do not know. I still to this day, they must have just sailed right over the heads of every censor in the room.
He just told. Oh, you know what? You tell it, Robokai.
Okay,
you just completely ignored Gloria again. So
I was watching the whole thing. We're just talking about something.
So
else.
What is this thing about Animaniacs? Because I didn't watch it. So what did they get through exactly? Just tell me that.
Yeah, they got through a joke, which was basically saying we need to find some Prince, but Prince sounds like Prince, as in, and so another character brings out the musician Prince, the performance artist Prince. God bless his dead soul now. And the other character goes, no, fingerprints. And so the character holding Prince looks at Prince and then goes, good night everybody. Because, show's over, we've just made a joke about fingering Prince. I try to have it have something to do with the video, but that
yeah, it is basically a podcast at this point.
Well, I mean, it is right now. We go back and forth.
My favorite is the dumb Australian who never talks on topic.
And also sneaks in all the real jokes under everybody else, and then no one will ever know what he said, and then complains about it that no one ever heard him.
Funny.
Also, yes, I did see Gloria accusing him of not knowing what a honeypot is earlier, and he actually did not know what a honeypot was, which was, in fact, hysterical.
They're actually talking about Borg, the biggest douche who sold out Gallia, and Gloria's like, I know who that guy is, and I fucking owned him.
I grew up with that guy. He was a dick even when he was little.
Well, he's not dead at this point. He's still. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, no, sorry. Don't mind me. I misunderstood.
The chronology here is definitely a little bit weird. We'll forgive everybody for trying to remember what the hell is going on.
I do not forgive.
That's your problem.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a grudge that you're holding, my friend. And a grudge is poison that you take yourself. We're starting immediately. Yeah, sure, okay.
Oh, hey, here you go. It's time for all of our friends to
Oh, wait a
turn up.
minute. I
All of
remember
our
this
friends.
asshole.
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure if like it's the same asshole or if we're just getting to a point where all
Whoa,
races regular army guys
whoa.
look alike.
Am I not allowed to be here? No, yeah, the soldiers I can believe are just recycled idiots, but the officer I'm pretty sure was the guy who
They're all recycled.
Oh, the officer is different from the officer that insulted our tank driver.
Oh, that yeah. Well, they all insult us, but they are all considered. It's just like placeholder images.
Sure, okay.
That's all it is.
When they actually have,
I figured as much.
yeah, when they actually have faces, it's a little difficult to grasp.
Gloria just sassing the shit. Oh, there we go. The entire team is
Bring your
babies.
mother to me. She's not gonna beat the crap out of you. She's gonna beat the crap out of your mama.
And then you.
Yeah, I can imagine trying to fight Gloria would be just like how you get your arm twisted off and stuffed up your fucking
Hey!
nose.
Imagine she fights like a Jason copy from Friday the 13th. She just grabs you, throttles you, and then some horrible thing happens to a limb or your jaw or your heart. And you're
Kurt,
not
bringing
entirely
up
sure.
everything here.
Love that. Hey, I was busting head of those rifles before they were even born, and it's like, well, hold on a second. That would have been before the first anime World War, so what the fuck were you doing? Clearly that wasn't in any wartime, lady. Wait, you must have.
That was a really clever comment on Kurt's part though. Is just he both reprimanded Gloria and took her side at the same moment. Did you see that?
Yeah, he's very good at this sort of thing.
You have to behave yourself around children. Damn. Well done.
Oh dear. Yeah, it's just I always appreciate a good pile of underdogs winning the day. Underdogs, best dogs of war.
Hear that, buddy? Yeah, you agree.
5 turns.
I'll kill you all.
Let's try to get through it quickly. Wait, I can just take. Oh.
Do you not try to get through these quickly?
Hold on.
Like at any point?
Yeah, it's usually at this point when we all start talking about nothing to do with what's happening on the screen, because we've kind of like no story stuff happens in the middle of it.
Right.
For these ones.
そこかい
I'm alright.
私がついてんだ
Don't worry about
Honestly,
anime World War I was
I'm
like.
pretty sure that's why that particular one ended up spilling over, just because we started on that and it ended up being a lot to talk about.
ないな
Gloria is fucking accurate, man.
Yeah,
she's good.
You've noticed that rocket-propelled dildo is very both rocket-propelled and a dildo. Ammo refill. Sure, okay.
Come on, Amy.
That's probably one of the best abilities the Lancer can get if you're having to deal with a lot of bullshit.
Well,
Well,
yes.
they had 3 ammo in VC2 and VC1, and they have 6 now, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, that just kind of makes the whole thing a bit pointless, then, doesn't it?
撃破です
Wait, were you honestly trying to troll for sighting?
Well, did you see the accuracy boost I got out of it? Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Fair enough. Never mind. It seemed weird to me, but whatever.
She's
Nagas.
well, so
exists
is it when someone's got a rocket-propelled grenade launcher, but it's in a Japanese game, does that make it a JRPG?
Boom! Mmm. That one was tasty. I liked it.
I apologize.
I liked that.
箸にならない
Oh, that was good.
Should clean up house here.
I've been reading. Actually, it's interesting because Yoko Taro just got brought up. I've actually been reading his I think it's the manga that he writes. Called, I think it's like the translators have called it "Thou Shalt Not Die," and it is Yoko Taro as fuck. I don't know if that's its actual name in the Japanese version, but it relates to like essentially like an order. A character gives a whole bunch of other ones telling them that they're basically not allowed to die. Oh yeah, it's set modern times-ish, pseudo modern times, and Japan's non-aggression pact means basically, hey, we can't take part in war, but we've got all these people developing psychic talents and stuff, so we're gonna send them from our special psychic talent school over to be like UN peacekeeping assistance people, which in like a blatant shamefaced attempt to like make use of their powers, and oh my god, like just introduces a whole bunch of characters, violently murders them shortly afterwards. Main character has an interest in another character in the sort of the I would probably just like to roll around in your organs kind of way. Another character just goes absolutely murder berserk and can like eat people alive with her arm.
Imperial soldiers are no match
just,
for me.
Stop! My penis can only get so erect.
Like the main character, you don't even realize you're pretty much for the first part you're made to think this other guy is the main character, and they slowly introduce this other guy, and he's basically like everyone's got different psychic powers of different use. Some people like can read minds. Some people have got excellent spatial awareness, but like they're not amazing or great. They're kind of like not really that impressive to start out with. So them in this war zone as horrible things are happening to them. Well, one of the characters is a guy who everyone thinks his power is hypnosis, and it's not. His actual power is that he can read a person via their body language, their language, and everything like that, even if he doesn't understand what they're saying, and know what they're really saying. So no one has ever in the history of ever been able to lie to him, and unfortunately, because it's Yoko Taro, everyone's been a ginormous dickhead towards him, and he has known, and so there's only one character who can't read, and so he falls absolutely head over heels madly in love with her in a completely unhealthy way. It's it's great.
That is amazing. That's incredible.
Thou shalt not die. I haven't picked up I've read up to a certain point. But yeah. Up to a certain point. I haven't seen any more. But jeez, it's hot tasty Yoko Taro, misery, suffering, and violent murder. And of course, because they're all teenagers, it's kind of close to child murder. So which Yoko Taro is a big fan of.
He is indeed.
You're not suffering until the children are dying.
And you also have to kill the children and back.
I get the feeling that every time he writes something where a child dies, he has this private little smile with himself as he thinks about the number of hearts he's going to break.
It's just. It's a very good story. If you just remember, Yoko Taro wrote it, and it goes to some really weird places. At the very least, it's not designed to punish the reader.
We could have just cut out that second part and just said, if you remember, Yoko Taro wrote it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't actually, he doesn't have a hate vote against the reader, at least. And also, it's just completely out there, and it's beautiful.
Excuse me. Speaking of things that were beautiful, Gloria saying, "Do you want to stay here and starve to death or escape?" There's no need to answer me. Shut your mouth. Yeah, now she's bummed out though, because her smuggling tunnel can't be used.
guess the other
Her
families are gonna have to
justice.
dig a new path. Yeah, you know, the organized crime families that she's worked with. Yeah,
Yup.
those ones.
Hey. I'm like furiously jabbing you with my.
As if she needed
elbow.
more accuracy. Holy shit.
Is that what her justice does? Under
Yes.
accuracy and defense are increased.
Under
Jesus.
interception. Alright, let's do Gusurg's mission. This is important because I need to get a weapon out of this one. The man called
Okay.
Gusurg. Ah, yeah, here we go. We need more of this guy. He fucking owns.
グスルグという男
The man called. Oh my god. It's like the man.
Sound a
from
bit
Adam.
does sound a bit action adventure, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean it sounds like that one spy movie, the man from.
Carissa.
The man
Uncle.
who drove the trader.
The man from Uncle.
Oh, those
That's
are some
what I was
fancy
thinking
looking
of.
rifles in the background there.
Yeah, those are anti-tank sniper rifles.
Yeah.
You can tell it's the way the you can look at the rifling. It's got that what do you fucking call it? It's got like all that shit stabilizing the barrel.
I like
Are you
Gusurg's
really doing a
comment.
joint operation with the regular army? And it's like, we're constantly doing joint operations with the regular army. We're the backup.
I mean, that we're the ones that they throw in there because they don't want to do things. Which is why Gusurg replies, "That's not really what we consider good news."
Oh no. We're only allowed to bring canned food.
Takes can of massive salsa. Dumps one can, spoons out another. Sets tank on fire with pure spiciness.
God, yeah, that's true.
Spicy food lover, Prox.
All the damn time. I'm pretty sure that we've seen that more than most other.
Because it triggers
Other
when he gets
potential
shot
weapons.
at. That's why, and he's always getting shot
How
at
many?
because he's in a big truck that drives into everybody.
And he just puts his little finger and thumb, you know, to his mouth and just, that's a spicy to set fire.
What's got those scouts? Just the way he puts things always kind of puts me on my back foot more often than not. I love him for it.
They're called calorie mates, linear inverse.
Calorie mates. I don't think that MREs are that terribly different in terms of like nutritional content or whatever. It's really just a matter of trying to get the soldiers to actually eat the fucking things. Which apparently is like why they include things like cookies and chocolate and everything in there, because if you just had a bunch of Spartan food in there, like their data is that soldiers in the field stop eating after like the third day in the field.
Oh no, it's Siggy. Sergi.
What should I do? Sound your back?
It's fucking dying, man. I don't think you. Oh.
He's probably just having an allergy attack.
Honestly, like the shadow of his hand and like the collar on his thing kind of made it look like he's like was coughing up large amounts of blood.
Yeah. I know. It took me quite a few moments to realize that was not supposed to be blood leaking out through his fingers.
Quite a few.
What method did you even use?
Serge's empty eyes. He's
So
already dead
shut up.
the
Hold on.
inside.
Cool guy. Maybe you are Gusurg because the name of this cutscene is fencing lessons.
Oh lord, this should be good. If he actually pulls out an epee or something like that, then I'm just done.
The
Old dark
Incredible Adventures
sword.
of Gusurg, the dad of the army.
Do they ever show this sword, Moon?
No, sadly.
Okay, so it's probably a stylized rapier of some sort.
It's a ceremonial
Like
sword.
in sport fencing, the foil blade is modeled after the sorts of etiquette and honor sort of duels that Gusurg is referring to here. There's all of these rules about right of way, and the on-target area is only your stomach and chest, so your torso. So, you know, I mean, that probably looks like a stylized rapier, because that's what the foil evolved from.
Aw, there's no one left who can make a sword like that anymore. That never happened.
Sometimes. Annika comes over just like, oh man, it's another way to fight. This is why I'm really interested in this. Wow, did I hit that out of the park or what?
Yeah, this reminds
We
me of
just had
reading
like
another.
3 missions where they were doing that thing.
Yeah. This reminds me of like another manga I've been reading called Kengen Ashura, and it's like one of those silly martial arts tournament style ones. But there's a character in it who is like really smart, naturally talented athlete, all-American pro sportsman sorts of thing, and he goes over to China and learns martial arts, and he learns like the tiger style and the manta style and all this shit, and he goes, hold on a second here, alright? Okay, I got all these fighting styles mimicked after animals, but human beings can kill animals these days, so that doesn't exactly sound that impressive. So what if we had a style of something that kills humans in large amounts? And so yeah, it basically goes, well, okay, how about I develop a martial arts styled off of modern military weapons? So he has, like, fucking Scud missile fighting techniques.
No, I think we just think about the siphon filter way. Sarin nerve gas.
Yeah, I mean, I'm basically hearing that he invented MMA and named it after guns instead of just calling it MMA and calling it a day.
It's so great, and everybody in that who is not a Japanese person is depicted it like the way they speak is always depicted as really funny. There's like this there's like an American dude who basically everything he says there's like a really scratchy speech balloon with like swear words attached to it. And another like the guy with the Scud missile fighting style yells "fuck a duck" at one point.
Well, the ducks do fuck regardless of what any other duck wants, so fucking a duck in return is only good karma.
It's just it also does the rival martial artist thing the best, because the rival who's obsessed with like the main character has a body pillow of the main character.
How exactly that came to be is probably a story that's just as interesting as the manga itself.
He's obsessed with beating him, and the thought of finally beating him and killing him in a fight has like become such an obsession to him that he basically just like his entire life is sort of devoted around it. Like they only give you very tiny peeks into it, but it's extremely disturbing, and I've actually given you an extremely diluted explanation of how that goes, because to say what actually happens is pretty fucking mental. Oh dear, it's a good Gusurg. Why is fucking Gusurg so good at his job, man? Seriously.
Because he was pseudo-captain until Kurt showed up.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's basically the second in command. If he wasn't useful in a lot of different situations, I'd be kind of surprised, honestly. Oh, excuse me. Gloria showing up, not giving a crap all over again.
She just goes, I've got a giant portrait. Fuck you guys.
Okay,
I don't know, 2 months of dialogue.
What the
cash and chips
fuck
right now.
kind of plan is this? I know you guys hate Dark Sins and all, but like this doesn't work. This can't
stupid.
work.
This is retarded.
You're giving up ground for one. You're giving them this entire land, and you're not even going to take most of them out, because once like their fucking advance party goes down, they're not going in anyway, and so you've just abandoned everybody. You've left the field of engagement, and they're just gonna move on over, and they'll take everything anyway.
Yeah, this has absolutely
this
no,
this guy should be shot for treason right here because of how stupid his plan is.
Yeah, because like he's not even worthwhile enough to actually be in the Nameless. That's how dumb this plan is. Is that like even if like this got up to high command about how fucked up and stupid his plan was.
I mean, I really want to see him try to explain this to a colonel who actually gives a crap about defensible positions and supply lines and things like that, because towns tend to produce things. They tend to have things, and you need things to keep an army going, asshole. Fucking idiot.
Well, the only thing to do.
So, by the way,
is
like
wipe
on
them out
Gusurg,
before they get to the village.
all the important like Gusurg, Riella, and Imka, and Kurt all have like missions. There are aces on this, and I need to kill this guy. So,
cool.
I'll let you read his name. Because that's pretty awesome.
What do we got? Lone Wolf Kagi. Damn, that does kind of own.
Yeah, Lone Wolf Kagi, you gotta get punched in the junk. It's the rule.
He rolls alone, he dies alone.
No wolves go in packs.
Fucking Dragon's Dogma.
Good man. Good man. I know that just ruined his entire night.
I'm always in love with that one picture of the Arisen sitting at a desk doing his test, and it's like wolves roam in ? And it's like this fucking piece of paper flies in, hits him, and he opens it and it says wolves roam in packs Arisen. And he looks up and there's his pawn giving a thumbs up through the window.
Oh my god. I'm so sad that there will never be another like co-op Dragon's Dogma game. That game was so much fun.
At least the Monster Hunter World game looks like it's gonna have Dragon's Dogma levels of ridiculous movement. Perhaps even more so, considering it's gonna have.
Yeah, that would actually get me. That would actually get me to play a Monster Hunter game. Like Monster Hunter games have always been fine or whatever, but because there tends to be like a grand total of about 4 or 5 ways to take down a specific monster, it's just like, okay, well, I've done this once, so after that, there's basically nothing to ever see again. Whereas in Dragon's Dogma, like, because of the ways you have to take down the bigger monsters and everything, just being in a different area completely changes your tactics, and I love it.
Well, the good news is that the Monster Hunter games have been a lot more like that in recent times. But the biggest thing about it is there just hasn't been a Monster Hunter title as big on like on a major console in a very long time. And so it's actually going to come out on PC as well, like which is pretty cool.
Yes, that makes me happy. It makes me very happy.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get some more cool mecha life. Oh.
Just run over the cat at the end. Fuck yeah, so good.
Just keep on getting so killed, dude. I know a lot of people are kind of worried about the new Monster Hunter because it seems like it's doing away with a few of the old conventions of the game, like, oh my god, it's happening again!
I don't know what you're talking about.
I warned you.
This fire is so unfriendly.
I warned you, dog.
But yeah, there's a lot of the Monster Hunter has a lot of little animation locks and things it does to really hype up the risk reward factor for the game,
dude.
And apparently that's getting toned down. Yeah, that is accurate as fuck. Holy shit, Gloria. Apparently that's getting a bit of a tone down.
Well, I mean, if it's coming out on coming out on PC, I'm basically guaranteed to give it a shot.
Oh yeah, same. Like it's gonna the multiplayer for Monster Hunter World, they said is basically going to be drop in. You can, if you want help out on a mission, you can launch a flare, and that will let people know that there's someone out there who wants to get joined up with, and people who are looking for a group to join up with can basically hop on a pterodactyl thingy and fly over to give you a hand.
Sounds
Which
like the.
Which a great sentence.
Yeah, no, it sounds a little bit like the way you
I need to find the
you increase your matchmaking priority in Helldivers. So like in Helldivers, if you're really getting screwed up and it's just like, crap, you know, I mean, I could really use some help. There's a specific stratagem, which is a sequence of buttons that you input, and then it outright just throws an SOS signal, and your comms officer goes, okay, broadcasting Helldiver emergency signal, and it increases your matchmaking priority, so your game floats to the top when everybody else is looking for games.
There's nice little touches that I can get behind. So we'll see anyway. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, some people are a little bit wary of it. Because they worry that their game is gonna get casualized, which is a fear a lot of people have. But like,
as long as it feels good to play, I think it'll be fine.
Like Monster Hunter can get really clunky. Like just
that is yes, one of the particular things I was attempting to complain about earlier. It's just like, okay, well, I've done this once and felt kind of bad the first time, so yeah.
But a lot of people consider the quirks of the gameplay and the animation locks and everything to be a part of the game's charm, and I can't fault them on that opinion. But at the same time, it's like I'm not gonna it's not gonna break my heart if a character. Hey, her justice.
Her justice, exploding tanks.
Yeah, no, and that was particularly good because it turned her accuracy reticle to a single frickin' giant pixel.
Yeah.
Oh, damn,
it's not gonna break my heart too much if.
Hey, what's up, my guy?
When you eat something, your character doesn't flex afterwards. Because there are so many times you're like, oh fuck, I have no choice but to eat this thing, and you eat the thing, and then your character
sorry about that,
stand there for a
Kagi.
moment and be like, yeah, and then like the thing that you're really worried about trying to kill you kills you. It's just like
murders you while you're celebrating the fact that you.
Hey, what's up, my guy?
My gentle guy.
Oh look,
I'm going to cut in the face.
Explode.
Also, Bloodraven. Yes, I'm a big fan of the.
See, this is why Imka is the only good fencer.
Lovecraft.
Imka is the only good fencer because of that right there, that open fire. Because it refills her AP bar, so she just goes everywhere.
It does defeat one of the primary problems with Imka. The fact that her movement sucks.
Yeah, and her movement that drops when she suffers from malnutrition.
No, malnutrition is a defense decrease when her. Oh no, it's evasion. My bad. Evasion when she's at half.
So
AP.
Are we going to remove the explosives?
Really waiting for that part here. Yeah.
I really hope that Gusurg just goes out sometime at night and like murders the hell out of that guy. That guy who set the explosives.
It would be karmic justice. Also, have a good night, Linya.
People are tired tonight.
It's I can sympathize.
But quit it.
Sympathize.
With pants.
So, Bloodraven, it does not show up in all of his works. There are a number of his works that are set in further flung areas and have nothing to do with effectively the northeastern seaboard, which is where Arkham and Miskatonic University and all of its other mainstays are. But it is a normal touchstone. There's one particular one. I forget the name of it, but the main character has a number of really disturbing dreams that are linked to Ancient One ruins that are unearthed in the Australian outback. And basically, the way he comes across these is he's a lecturer at Miskatonic and publishes a couple things about his dreams, and an archaeologist from Australia is just like, you need to come see this.
俺を危険な人間だと判断したから。
Yeah, no, I try to be genuine about that because I honestly do really appreciate everybody for spending time with us and hanging out with us. It honestly makes my life better. So I try to communicate that and give some of that back. Yes, Naren, thank you. That's Shadow Out of Time. Shadow Out of Time. Bloodraven, you are mostly going to want to start with the short story of Call of Cthulhu, which is the one that introduced him. Beyond that, you are best off looking up a wiki and rifling through the Elder Ones that are mentioned in each particular story, because he bounces around a lot. Like Cthulhu will get mentioned obliquely in a number of stories, even if he's not the Elder One that they're primarily concerned about. Yeah, Naren, that's really the problem with
play it again though.
A lot of
Flame MGF, gotta get
stuff.
All right.
I have a.
Let's see if I can.
I actually have an audio book that is 21 hours. It's a compilation of his shit called the Necronomicon, which he never actually wrote, but it's a collection of a lot of his things, and that's one of the few audiobooks that I can't listen to for more than like half an hour at the time because his 1920s, 1930s diction is so tiring to listen to. It requires a lot of focus and it'll knock you out.
Yeah. That's probably one of the biggest difficulties anyone have like picking up older stories is that, you know, some of the writers are a bit dry or a bit
I just have to listen.
Their language.
Yeah, I have to listen really hard to figure out like all of the things that he's trying to say because he's being intentionally vague because you have to be. A mythos investigator never knows precisely what's going on. He can never say exactly what's happening. He has to be, so Lovecraft has to be intentionally vague. But, you know, I mean, because he's being intentionally vague, you have to really listen, and it's kind of archaic language, and it's really, really tiring. Well, hopefully this new Call of Cthulhu game ends up being better than Dark Corners of the Earth. Dark Corners of the Earth was a fantastic first third of one game.
He stopped, dropped, and rolled.
Oh, this is Fuck City.
Fuck you, Baltimore. I wonder how that Let's Play's going.
I really need to get back up on reading it because
one of like to give people an idea of what we're about to start talking about. There's a Crusader Kings 2 Let's Play modified for After the Fall. Is it called? And it's basically set in a post-apocalyptic North America, and sort of like a little bit south of that. Where,
they're all dead.
That
yeah, Jesus Christ.
Really hard, by the way. Continue, RoboGuy.
Where yeah, basically like they're like various kingdoms and religions and everything based off of like half-remembered American values and things like that. And so he's been playing as Baltimore, William Hell from the Bill Hell Fuck You Baltimore car ads. And and yeah, like at least one of his holy shit, that's a nice gun.
That is
too much, but that's a nice gun.
Yeah, that gun is ridiculous. That thing's gotta weigh like 20 pounds.
And yeah, so being in Crusader Kings 2, the game is full of a lot of, you know, weird things happening and a lot of like, you know, trying to keep your legacy going and making sure that when your current guy dies, your entire kingdom isn't just like shattered into 1,000 tiny pieces and so on and so on. And my favorite thing was one of the emperors of the region that he ended up making out of Baltimore as this fucking, like he got sick, and so his first his first physician's like, okay, I got a plan, and knocks out all his teeth.
What?
And cuts off his nose. And so that physician is burned at the stake.
I would hope so.
And the second physician goes, oh look, I got this, cuts his dick off.
What?
Why? And physician dies shortly afterwards too, executed for some strange reason. Even better than that, it's like not long after that the guy dies, just because he's just because
toothless,
terrible
dickless, and noseless. Yeah, I'd want to die too. Even if I didn't die from a massive infection.
Just how they cured it. Doing all that shit to him didn't cure his problem.
Yeah, check out this thing.
What the fuck was it supposed to do? Oh my god. Oh my god.
There we go. We got some ups now. Look at that.
It's also a flamethrower. It's like I stole the virtue of a tank-mounted flamethrower. What's next? Let's see. No.
Also, for those of you keeping score,
Wait, what is this one?
Naren's suggestions for Whisperer in Darkness and Shadow over Innsmouth are both incredibly good. Shadow over Innsmouth is the one.
We gotta do this one. RoboKai needs to see this
story.
bullshit right here.